A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Kama sallaita ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Kama barakta ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma ya muqallibul qulub sabbit qalbi ala dinik. Ameen. Today we'll do Surah Al-Jinn. This is also a Makki Surah having 28 verses in it. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّهُ اسْتَمَعَ نَفْرٌ من الجن فقالوا إنا سمعنا قرآنا عجبا. Say, revelation has come to me that a group of jinn attentively listened to me and said, indeed we have heard a most astounding Quran. Astounding Quran. يهدي إلى الرشد فآمنا به ولن نشرك بربنا أحدا. It points towards the roads of guidance, so we believed in it, and we shall never ascribe any partner to your Rabb. Verse number 3. وأنه تعالى جد ربنا ما اتخذ صاحبة وولدا. La most exalted is the majesty of our Rabb, who has neither taken a wife nor a child. وَأَنَّهُ كَانَ يَقُولُ سَفِيهُنَا عَلَى اللَّهِ شَطَطًا. Undoubtedly the ignorant among us used to say things about Allah that transgress the limit. Verse number 5. وَأَنَّا ظَنَنَّا أَن لَن تَقُولَ الْإِنسَانُ وَالْجِنُّ عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا. And we always thought that no human or jinn could ever lie about Allah. وَأَنَّهُ كَانَ رِجَالٌ مِنَ الْإِنسَانِ يَعُوذُونَ بِرِجَالٍ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَزَادُوهُمْ رَهَقًا. Indeed, there were those from mankind who used to seek protection from men of the jinn, who increased them only in rebellion. In rebellion. وَأَنَّهُمْ ظَنُّوا كَمَا ظَنَنْتُمْ أَنْ لَا يَبْعَثَ اللَّهُ أَحَدًا. They thought, as you think that Allah shall be resurrect anyone. وَأَنَّا لَمَسْنَا السَّمَاءَ فَوَجَدْنَاهَا مُلِيَتْ حَرَسًا شَدِيدًا وَشُعُبًا. We have sought so to reach the heavens, but found it filled with stern guards and flaming fires. وَأَنَّا كُنَّا نَقْعُدُ مِنْهَا مَقَاعِدَ لِلسَّمْعِ فَمَا يَسْتَمِعِ الْآنَ يَجِدْ لَهُ شِهَابًا رَصَدًا. Indeed, we used to take up positions there is to sit and a vessel drop. Now, whoever events drop will find a flaming fire lying in ambush for him. وَأَنَّا لَا نَدْرِي أَشَرٌّ أُرِيدُ بِمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ أَمْ أَرَادَ بِهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ رَشَدًا. Verse number 10. We have no idea whether evil is intended for those who are on earth, or whether their Rabb intends guidance for them. Verse number 11. وَأَنَّا مِنَّا صَالِحُونَ وَمِنَّا دُونَ ذَلِكَ كُنَّا طَرَائِقَ قِدَدًا. Among us there are the righteous ones, and those who are otherwise we were of different ways. وَأَنَّا ظَنَنَّا أَن لَن نُعْجِزَ اللَّهَ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَن نُعْجِزَهُ هَرَبًا. We Know that we are unable to escape Allah on earth, and we shall never be able to escape from Him by fleeing. وَأَنَّا لَمَّا سَمِعْنَا الْهُدَى آمَنَّا بِهِ فَمَنْ يُؤْمِنٌ بِرَبِّهِ فَلَا يُخَافُ بَخْسًا وَلَا رَهَقًا. Verily, when we heard the guidance, we believe in it. Whoever believes in his Rabb has neither loss nor oppression to fear. وَأَنَّا مِنَّا الْمُسْلِمُونَ وَمِنَّا الْقَاسِطُونَ فَمَا أَسْلَمَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ تَحَرَّوْا رَشَدًا. Certainly some of us are Muslims while some of us are oppressors. Those who accept Islam have surely sought the way of good. وَأَمَّا الْقَاسِطُونَ فَكَانُوا لِجَهَنَّمَ حَطَبًا. As for the oppressors, they shall be fuel for Jahannam. وَأَنَّا لَوِ اسْتَقَامُوا عَلَى الطَّرِيقَةِ لَأَسْقَيْنَاهُم مَاءً غَدَقًا. If they remain steadfast upon the path, we shall definitely bless them with abundant showers. نفتنهم فيه وما يؤرز عن ذكر ربه يسلكه عذابا سعدا. To test them with it, whoever is averse to the reminder of his Rabb, we shall enter him into a severe punishment. وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ فَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. Indeed, prostration is only for Allah. So do not supplicate to anyone else with Allah. وَأَنَّ لَمَّا قَامَ عَبْدُ اللَّهِ يَدْعُوهُ كَادُوا يَكُونُونَ عَلَيْهِ لِبَدًا. When Allah's slaves stood up to call to him, they densely crowded around him. So here Allah created, in these verses, it is written in explanation that Allah created the jinn long before He created Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, and they lived on earth before man, just like mankind. They are kuffar and Muslims among them, and they are also required to carry out Allah's commands. Before the coming of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the jinn used to listen to the discussions of the angels in the sky and learn about future events. They should then reveal the news to human fortune tellers who would in turn relate it to people. When the event transpired as foretold, people become convinced that the fortune teller possessed knowledge of the unseen. In this manner, the jinn and their compatriot future telling human friends deceived people. However, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent to the world, the jinn were barred from reaching the skies to eavesdrop on the conversation of the angels. Whenever any of them tried to eavesdrop, therefore, a flaming fire was thrown at him. A narration of Bukhari states that when the jinn realized that they were no longer free to eavesdrop, they made groups to travel the length and breadth of the earth to investigate the cause of this new occurrence. One of the groups arrived at a place called Nakhala in Tahama, the area in which Hijaz is situated. At that time, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was leading the Fajr Salah there, and the jinn had the opportunity to hear the Quran. They listened very attentively and concluded that it was the Quran which prevented them from eavesdropping in the sky. Then they returned to their fellow jinn and said, "Indeed, we have heard a most astounding Quran. It points towards the road of guidance, so we believed in it, and we shall never ascribe any partner to our Rabb." It was concerning this incident that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam revealed this incident that Allah revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam the verses say, Revelation has come to me that a group of jinn attentively listened to me. Narrated by Bukhari, volume 2, page number 732. When the free access to the heavens was buried after the coming of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the jinn continued to make attempt to eavesdrop. They would take up position in the clouds and eagerly try to hear something. Those who managed to overhear something before being struck by the fire quickly passed the word to others waiting them, and the word quickly found its way to fortune teller. Of course, what is overheard is the short duration was extremely little. They therefore mix this with many lies before transmitting them to the fortune teller. This was being discussed in the commentaries of verse 16 till 18 of Surah Hijr. The number of the surah is 15 in Quran. Verse 6 till 10 of Surah Safat and verses 5 of verse number 5 of Surah Mulk. Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala narrates that some people asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to enlighten them about fortune tellers. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam replied, "They are nothing." It has then said that they sometimes do predict accurately. Thereupon, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "That will be a statement that a jinn has snatched up and westward into his friend's ear, just as a fowl peeks at food. He then mixed it with over 100 lies." Narrated by Mishkat, page number is 393 from Bukhari and Muslim. Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha also reports from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam that the angels descend to the clouds and discuss the decisions that Allah had made. Whatever the jinn overhear, they quickly pass on to fortune tellers who add many lies to the news. Narrated by Mishkat from Bukhari. Page number is 392. Allah Ta'ala narrates that the group of jinn said to their fellow jinn after listening to the Quran, they said, "Indeed, we have heard a most astounding Quran. It points toward the roads of guidance, Tawheed, so we believed in it. And because we are understand Tawheed, we shall never ascribe any partner to our Rabb. Most exalted is the majesty of our Rabb, who has neither taken a wife nor a child, as we previously believed. Undoubtedly, we practice shirk because the ignorant among us used to say things about Allah that transgress the limit, and we always thought that no human or jinn could ever lie about Allah. Because so many of the jinn subscribed to shirk, the others thought that it must be correct. However, this is no excuse to practice shirk because Allah has given every man enough intelligence to understand the truth of Tawheed and the fallacy of shirk. The jinn continue, "Indeed, there were those from mankind who used to seek protection from men of the jinn, who increased them only in rebellion. Whenever people of the past compared to an airy place during the night, they used to call out to the leader of the jinn in that vicinity, saying, 'O leader of this valley, I seek your protection from the fools under your command.' Hearing this, the jinn leaders would be flattered to think that man and jinn fear them and beseech their help just as they would beseech Allah's help when in need. Addressing the jinn further, the group said, They human thought as you think that Allah shall be resurrect anyone. However, they now realize that this belief was incorrect and that Qiyamah will come, whatever people believe in it or not." They continued, "We have sought to reach the heavens to eavesdrop, but found it filled with stern guards and flaming fire. Indeed, we used to take up positions there in the sky to sit and eavesdrop. Now, whosoever eavesdrop will find a flaming fire lying in the ambush for him. We have no idea whether evil is intended for those on earth to whether their Rabb intends guidance for them. The jinn expressed that they had no idea whether the message of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would be widely accepted or rather people would reject this message. They could therefore not say anything. People would deserve Allah's grace or punishment in the end. The jinn informed the others about this because as inhabitants of the earth they would also be affected by the result of people's reaction to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They therefore warned the jinn that since guidance had now come to them, they should take heed not to subject themselves to Allah's punishment by rejecting the truth. They said further, among us there are the righteous ones and those who are otherwise kuffar and sinners. We were of different ways. Therefore, many of us thought that we could escape Allah's punishment when it comes. However, now we know better. We know that we are unable to escape Allah on earth, and we shall never be able to escape from Him by fleeing. Wherever we go, Allah still wields complete power over us. Really, when we heard the guidance, we believe in it. Whoever believes in his Rabb has neither loss nor oppression to fear. The mu'mineen will receive the reward for their good deeds. It will never happen that a sincere good deed will be unrewarded for that person, although a kuffar will be punished for a sin he did not commit. In fact, the rewards that a person will receive for good deeds will be outweighed the actual value of the deed. Allah says in Surah Nisa, undoubtedly, Allah does not even oppress the way of an atom. If it is a good deed, He shall multiply it and confer from His side a tremendous reward. Some commentators have interpreted the Arabic word rahaka, translated as oppression, to mean disgrace. Therefore, the mu'mineen have no disgrace to fear in the hereafter. The Muslim jinn said further, certainly some of us are Muslims while some of us are oppressors. Those who accept Islam have surely sought the path of good by securing success in both worlds. As for the oppressors, they shall be fuel for Jahannam. Allah Ta'ala continues, if they remain steadfast upon the path, we shall definitely bless them with abundant showers to test them with. The author of Ruhul Mani writes that this verse is linked to the first verse that is, say, revelation has come to me that. Therefore, the verse reads, say, revelation has come to me that if they remain steadfast upon the path, we shall definitely bless them with abundant showers of bounties to test them with it. Allah showers bounties on people to see whether they express gratitude for these or not. Furthermore, whoever is averse to the reminder of his Rabb, we shall enter him into a severe punishment. Allah asserts, indeed, prostration is only for Allah. So do not supplicate to anyone else with Allah. This means that worship is reserved exclusively for Allah. The verse makes it clear that it is not permissible to prostrate to any being besides Allah, even though the prostration is carried out for respect and not for worship. It was common in the past of people to prostrate before their kings, and even today many so-called saints have their devotees prostrate to them when arriving or when leaving. Such practice are totally haram and are tantamount to shirk. Some commentators have translated the word masajid, translated above as prostration, as place for prostration, that is the plural of masjid. This translation will have the same meaning as the above interpretation, that is, prostration for which these places were built, should be for Allah only. If one is traveling and stops for salah somewhere, the place will also be regarded as a place of prostration, and the salah should be for Allah only. When Allah's slaves stood up to call to him, they densely crowded against him, like the foregoing verses. This verse is also linked to first verse that say, revelation has come to me that. The verse therefore means, say, revelation has come to me that when Allah's slaves, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, stood up to call people to Allah. They, the jinn, densely crowded around him. When the jinn saw Salah for the first time and heard the Quran for the first time, they eagerly thronged around Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Hassan Raziallahu ta'ala anhu and Hazrat Qutaba alayhi salam say that the above verse refer to the Quraysh and the rest of the Arabs who thronged together to oppose Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he started to preach Tawheed. Important note has been written here. Because of the Arab used to seek the protection of the jinn when stopping over a place on their journeys, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that whenever a person stop at a place while on journey, he should recite A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tammati min sharri ma khalaq. I seek the protection of Allah's complete words from the evil of that which we had created. When he recites this, Allah will protect him from all harm until he leaves the place. Narrated by Muslim. Okay, now I will recite from verse number 20 till the verse number 28. Qul innama ad'u rabbi wa la ushriku bihi ahada. Say, I worship only my Rabb, and I do not ascribe any as his partner. Qul inni la amliku lakum zarran wa la rashada. Say, indeed I have no power to do you any harm or any good. Qul inni lan yujirani min Allahi ahada walan ajida min dunihi multahada. Say, without doubt, none can ever protect me from Allah, and I cannot find any refuge besides Him. Verse number 23. Illa balagam min Allahi wa risalatihi wa man ya'thillaha wa rasuluhu فإن له نار جهنم خالدين فيها أبدا. My responsibility is nothing except transmitting from Allah and fulfilling His message. Whoever disobey Allah and His messenger shall have the fire of Jahannam where they will live forever. Verse number 24. حتى إذا رأوا ما يوعدون فسيعلمون ما أزفوا ناصرا وأقل عددا. When they see what they have been promised, they will realize who had the weakest assistant and whose numbers were fewer. قل إن أدري أقريب ما توعدون أم يجعل له ربي أمدا. Say, I do not know whether what you have been promised in near or whether your Rabb has specified a lengthy term for it. عالم الغيب فلا يظهر على غيبه أحدا. He is the known of the unseen, and He has informed no one about His unseen knowledge. إلا من ارتضى من رسول فإنه يسلك من بين يديه وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِ رَصَدًا, except his selected messengers. So he has dispatched guards in front of him and behind him. لِيَعْلَمَ أَنْ قَدْ أَبْلَغُوا رِسَالَةِ رَبِّهِمْ وَأَحَاطَ بِمَا لَدَيْهِمْ وَأَحْصَى كُلَّ شَيْءٍ عَدَدًا, so that he may know that they have conveyed the message of their Rabb. He has knowledge of their conditions, and he keeps meticulous count of everything. Okay, Allah commands Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say, I worship only my Rabb, and I do not ascribe as his partner. I therefore advise you with that personally practice, because I am also a human being just like the rest of you. Indeed, I have no power to do you any harm or any good. I am therefore unable to bring Allah's punishment to you as you request. Furthermore, if Allah's punishment has to afflict you, I cannot avert it. If I were to anger Allah on any account, without doubt, none can ever protect me from Allah, and I cannot find any refuge besides Him. I am unable to abandon my duty of prophethood, and I cannot even alter the revelation I receive. My responsibility is nothing except transmitting from Allah and fulfilling His messages. Remember, whoever disobeys Allah and His messenger shall have the fire of Jahannam, where they will live forever. Allah says further, when the kuffar, see that they have been promised Qiyamah, they will realize who had the weakest assistance and whose members were fewer. In this world, the kuffar look down to the Muslims, thinking that they have weak allies and fewer numbers. On this account, they regard themselves as superior. However, they will realize the error of their ways on the day of Qiyamah, when the Muslims will emerge as the superior one and will have each other to intercede for them. On the other hand, the kuffar will have no allies to help them. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the kuffar about the Qiyamah and the severity of the day, they mocked him by asking him to inform them of the exact day of Qiyamah. It was in response to such questions that Allah revealed the verse, say, I do not know whether that you have been promised, that is Qiyamah, is near, or whether your Rabb has specified a lengthy term for it. He is the knower of the unseen, and He has informed no one about His unseen knowledge except His selected messengers. Allah sometimes informed the Anbiya about the certain matters of the unseen, so that their prophecies could convince people that they are certainly Allah's messengers. Allah informs these Anbiyas about the unseen via divine revelation. When Allah sends this revelation to His Prophet, He commissions guards, angels in front of Him and behind Him, that is all around Him, to ensure that no shayateen can interfere with the revelation. Allah Ta'ala has commissioned 4 angels to carry out this task for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah adopts these measures so that He may know, especially so that people may know that the angels, have conveyed the messages of their Rabb without any interference. Of course, nothing is hidden from Allah, because He has knowledge of their conditions and He keeps meticulous count of everything. Allah has perfect knowledge for the angels He appoints and select only those who are most capable. In addition to this, Allah also knows exactly that revelation is being conveyed to the Anbiya alayhi salam. The above verses reveal that Allah has revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam a great deal of knowledge about the unseen, which includes knowledge of the Sharia. However, Allah did not inform him about the exact date of Qiyamah. Neither does this affect the state of his prophethood at all, nor does it mean that Qiyamah will not take place. However, Allah has revealed sufficient knowledge of Nabuwa, prophethood, to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for the people to successfully lead their lives. We should make every effort to practice this and should not delve into matters that have no relevance. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.